Humans, I'm so glad you're here. I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while. This conversation today started as a virtual coffee. That's right, a virtual coffee with my friend Sean, and it ended with this phrase, okay, now what? It's a phrase that you can use, and it's a phrase that might just change your everyday life. Anyway, I think you'll think it's interesting no matter what. So let's get started.
This is a production of Pioneer Dream, celebrating 30 years of moving stories for corporate, nonprofit, and entertainment partners. Please help us keep the conversation going by rating, liking, and subscribing to this podcast. Thank you. Also, make sure to check out our other podcast, Mixed Up Mystics, featuring refreshingly honest conversations about Christianity, and Got a Minute mini podcast, presenting funny stories and independent music, all in about 15 minutes. Now, here's Jay and Anjanette Webster.
Humans, what is up? Welcome back to the podcast. Hello, Anjanette. How are you?
Hey, I am just doing swimmingly.
Oh, okay.
Is that a phrase?
I can't keep up this charade. I know that people, I know that you guys can't see us, and I understand, but you can see that something is different, that something's not as it normally is.
Can I see it?
I think you can see it. I think it's pretty evident. I think it's pretty obvious.
Okay, I'm looking at the podcast studio. You're wearing black. That's normal. What?
We're not drinking our normal power drinks, our normal energy drinks today. We're stuck with just household coffee.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's household. I added some whipped cream to it.
Oh, it's a special coffee. Yeah. Not special.
Not special. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be a good coffee.
Actually, we had two kinds of whipped cream in our office fridge. We had a chocolate one and a regular, and I added both.
I think
it's fancy.
We're trying to be healthy, and we decided we would take a temporary break. We were going to see other people when it comes to the energy drinks.
Well, we were trying to drink the clean energy drinks, but then they have some other chemicals in there.
And we thought we should just take a little break and see if that, anyway. So,
yes. Coffee is a better alternative.
This audience is very astute, and I knew right away that they could tell, and I just didn't want to be an imposter. I didn't want to be an imitator. I didn't want to be a liar.
Well, you wanted to be like, full disclosure, we're just on coffee today.
Okay. So, thank you guys for letting me get that off my chest. And
I feel better.
Now that we've gotten through that, let me just tell you that on March 13th, just a few short days from now, we'll be doing our next Dreamers Live event here at the Pioneer Dream Studios, our lair, center of the known universe. And Jeanette, tell the friends and family what they can expect when they show up.
Oh, yeah. We are looking forward to our March Dreamers Live event. It is our St. Patrick's Day weekend warm-up.
Yeah.
This is where we get everybody ready for the impending and very festive holiday, March 17th. So we're getting together, Irish theme. There'll be a lot of green. We will have good Irish beers.
Yes.
Probably Guinness and Harp, I'm guessing, your favorites.
Absolutely.
And then I will also be making my very famous Shamrock Sippers, which are green, and they will get you going. We'll have our Irish coffee bar. It should be fun.
There'll be some Irish snacks, but then tell everybody what we do every year, our little shot glasses.
Oh, yes. And do be prepared for the Lucky Charms shots. So
it's not a liquid. It's literally just Lucky Charms in a shot glass. Yeah.
We will have festive Irish-themed snacks, and it's always great. I think this year, are we going to do some limericks? Is that the plan?
I don't know. We'll do some active participant.
We're working on the programming portion of the event.
We'll see at the end of the rainbow what it is.
Yes, but we will, I'm sure, have an uplifting and fun conversation that you can be part of. We've already got some new people that are coming, which is always great to get to know. So you will be ready for spring break if you're headed that way.
And if you want to be ready, speaking of which, you should sign up for the Dreamery if you're not already getting. The Dreamery is our electronic newsletter. And we are signing people up every week for that, which has been great. A lot of you have gotten back with us. If you don't get the Dreamery already, it tells you everything about the podcasts that are happening, and it tells you about what's going on with Dreamers and Dreamers Live events, gives you scheduling and calendar stuff, because bonus material.
Yeah.
There's free music on the web.
It's exciting.
So on the newsletter, rather. So if you are not already on that mailing list, then just message us with your email address. Or if you have a friend you think, oh, they would really love this thing. And this is a really fun electronic publication.
I've enjoyed it because everything is in one place that we do. And then also it has easy links. So you can pull it up in your email and just click. If you want to hear a podcast, just like click here.
It'll take you to everything.
Yeah. If you want to find out about Dreamers Live. So it's been a good
we were even at a play on Friday night, and we met somebody who actually used to live here, and she was so kind. And a lot of you do this, and we don't, we can't obviously get on and tell everybody everything that ever happens, but many of you are like this friend of ours, and she just was so kind about the podcast, about listening to Hope for Humans, and what it means to her. And in so many ways, it's, the podcast like this is like a friend. You put it on while you're doing other stuff, and you feel like you're connected, and we feel connected to you, even though we're not in the same room with each other.
That's a good question. What do you do when you're listening to podcasts?
Yeah, you do a lot of podcast listening.
I do. Usually when if I'm cleaning house or organizing closets or doing stuff that's not really fun, a way to make it more enjoyable is that's when I listen to my podcasts.
I am currently podcast insecure.
Oh.
If that helps. It's like being food insecure. I'm podcast insecure because
but less serious.
Would they say a podcast desert?
You're not sure what to listen to.
I love all Apple products. We, speaking of sponsors, we do a lot of Apple products, and I've had iPhones for quite a while, a couple generations of those. Always really enjoyed them. Well, this last operating system update just boogered up my phone in a big way.
It killed it. And I said, don't you touch my phone.
I've never seen anything like it. So anyway, my Bluetooth is all askew, and I can't connect to speakers or headphones and all that stuff like what you normally would do if you wanted to listen to a podcast.
So you're in podcast withdrawal.
So even when I get in the car, and I would normally have a window to listen to a podcast, which I'm so looking forward to do, I can't do it. So I got a stockpile of podcast that I'm not hearing.
To.
Yeah,
well, folks, don't let that happen to your phone.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Speaking of podcasts you need to hear, we have a podcast. It's called the Got a Minute Mini Podcast.
Oh, yes.
And it has a really special episode that was just released about a week or so ago called Herd Mentality / Ghostlight.
Okay.
And Herd Mentality is a column we did a couple years ago that I rewrote a while back for the book. And it's a really funny, but also kind of looks at the state of America and American politics, and it was relevant when we released it, but somehow it's even more relevant now.
It's irrelevanter?
It's irrelevanter now than it was even then. And it finishes with your song, Ghostlight, which you give us some backstory on.
Oh, cool.
And it's a super cool song. So anyway, that's free, but wherever you get your podcast, as we say, it's available anywhere, which means it's available everywhere.
Love it.
And it's called the Got a Minute Mini Podcast.
And that one's only 15 minutes long.
Yeah, so you'll get right through it and on and on and on. So
good deal.
Yeah. And now on to the show. I started today, at the invitation of a friend, I started today on a virtual coffee.
Wow.
With my friend Sean Thomas. Shout to Sean Thomas. Hey,
Sean.
He listens to the podcast.
We love him. One of our favorite people.
Yeah, he and I have been friends since about the age of 14. And grew up together, swam together in high school and all that kind of stuff, and have remained connected. And just
when you wear Speedos with somebody, there's
a bonding that takes place.
A connection.
In fact,
and you shave your legs
once
together.
You establish your relationship in Speedos, you more or less have to hold to it. So whenever we get together,
still now,
yeah.
So did you do your
it's
virtual?
Awkward when you show up to coffee and nothing but a Speedo.
So that's what happens today. And if you're zooming, it just looks like you're naked. You can't even see the.
I had to convince him I was wearing a Speedo.
Yeah.
And, no.
Swimmers are weird.
Yeah, I love Sean to death, and we have a lot of backstories and funny stories and history together.
Shout out to his awesome wife, Maura.
Yeah, they're the reason.
And when Maura and I get together, we don't wear Speedos.
That's true.
Just so you know.
But Sean and Maura are the reason why you have this podcast today, because they're the ones who pulled our arms behind our backs and forced us to do it like 3 years ago.
Yes,
it. So
they're very encouraging. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so we had this coffee this morning, and I don't think either of us had any expectations for it. It was just we don't get to see each other very often, and Sean said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could, do something on a regular basis where we at least saw each other over a screen if we can't see each other face to face. And I thought, that's really great. And so, in fact, we were supposed to do it next week, and we said, you know what, I don't think we can wait. Let's just do it today.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we did this. We did this virtual coffee this morning, and this is the kind of thing that happens, I think, a lot. I think maybe sometimes, especially if you're aware or attentive, at some level, but something is said or something comes across or a message comes across and you're thinking, oh, I'm hearing that message, or I'm hearing that thought or that idea from a lot of different sources at one time. That's probably something I should pay attention to.
It's interesting when that happens. And if you're open to it, you think, wow, I keep hearing this one word from all these different people I've spoken with or things I've read.
Super, super cool. So we're having this coffee and we don't, we have a lot of personal stories, so it's not like we get together and just talk about, events of, current events or anything like that. But, there's stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
We're at war in Iran and all that kind of stuff. They live in Austin. And so if you're aware of the news at all, there was a kind of a mass shooting that happened in Austin, likely in response to the war, all that kind of stuff. And it's all an area they're really familiar with.
It's hard to get together with people right now and just be all jokes. I mean, there's definitely a place for that. But you and Sean, one of the things I love about your friendship is you guys have always gone beneath the surface. You're deep divers. You like to think you're philosophers.
Like you, he is really great at asking questions.
Oh,
and
cool.
So we're hanging out and something, and we're kind of talking about some of the things, our personal experience with some of the things that are going on with the news right now and how we're managing that and what we're doing with this and that. And he said, so like, what do you do with this today? I mean, what are you doing with this? How are you coping? How are you managing this? What is this like for anxiety and all those kinds of things? And I really thought on that for a minute. And then I happened to remember this little video I saw this morning, which I shared with you.
It was great.
From a guy named Dan Harris. Dan Harris is a guy who used to be, maybe still is, I don't know, an anchor, a news guy, and all that stuff. But since then, he started a podcast. I think it's called 10% Happier.
Okay. He's your 10% happier guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he's really funny.
Okay.
He's really into kind of Buddhism and meditation, and don't let that scare you if you're from Oklahoma.
Right.
It's not creepy or weird. It's really powerful, good stuff.
Yeah.
And anyway, he's really chill, and he signs off every one of his little videos with "Inner Peace, Mother." To beep it out. And it's so it's really great stuff. And he also interviews a lot of people on his podcast. And so
he's talking about important things like fighting anxiety.
But he does it from a very practical, this is something you can do. If you find yourself spiraling, here's something that might help you. So
and he uses humor a lot too.
And he doesn't beat you over like he's an authoritarian on it. He just says, oh, this, and this.
That's cool.
And so he was doing an interview with a comedian, Pete Holmes.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's so funny.
Yes.
So weird. And
he is weird.
So Pete Holmes has this trick, which is, I think, kind of related in some spiritual philosophy that Dan Harris brought up. He says, you have a phrase which you call, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And
are you proud that I watched the video? Because you sent me a lot of videos. I'm like, I'm too busy
hey,
for
did you see that? And like, no, I didn't click on it. I'm
but
like,
you sent it to me. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. It was short.
And so, yes, thank you. And this will seem trite maybe at first, but think about it for a second. It might help. So in this set of experiences, something happens and you find yourself needing to respond, or you find yourself getting ready to respond to the thing that's happening. For example, your flight gets delayed.
So negative circumstances.
Yeah,
something happens to you.
You're at the airport, and then you get there and you find out your flight's delayed by an hour or so.
Okay.
And so now you have to respond. And his response, this adopted response that Pete Holmes has taken up is, yes, thank you. And it's kind of saying, okay, these are the circumstances, and he's replying to it almost as if he's got gratitude for it, which none of us do. None of us want to be delayed, but in doing it, the absurdity of it kind of de-escalates it in his heart and mind.
So rather than being like, oh my God, my flight's delayed, I'm going to miss my connection to Boston, blah, blah, blah.
Abusing the, people at the airport and all that stuff, and you say, yes, thank you. And so when Sean said, how are you managing this for yourself? How are you, in all this that's going on, how are you remaining in some sense of peace? How are you remaining in some sense of love? What are you doing with that? And I thought about it for a second, and then I said, I don't know if I'm strong enough for, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm probably strong enough for, okay.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, this is happening.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be war anywhere. I don't want the war happening right now in Iran. That's not a political statement. It's just I don't like
people
war.
dying.
I don't want people hurt. And there are a lot of people who are being hurt on all sides of this right now. And but I can't control it.
Yeah.
It is beyond my stretch. And as we say, anxiety is the attempt to control something you have no control over.
Yeah.
That's anxiety.
Yeah.
This is happening. You fear that's going to happen. You fear this is going to happen. Can you control it? Is anyone asking me, should we drop more bombs? No.
Right.
Is anyone asking me, should we go to war? No. Are they going to do that regardless of the angst and frustration I feel? Yes.
Yeah.
So by saying there is war in Iran, okay. Your flight is delayed. Okay. You have a flat and the car battery is dead. Okay.
Yeah.
That is not saying that I condone it. It's not saying that I'm for it. It's just saying that is the reality. That I am coming to grips. I'm accepting that is where I find myself. Now what is the other part of it to me?
Yeah.
So he
I
said,
like the now what.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I can't do the yes, thank you, but I can do okay, now what? And so my okay, now what is, okay, this is where we are. Now what? So now I can look and say, what is my reach? What good can I do in this moment, and how far is my reach in that?
Yeah.
So I don't have a long reach. I don't have a long a long reach of influence. I can't make a statement for the rest of America to follow, or for the rest of the state of Oklahoma to follow, or even the city of Bartlesville. But I'm going to leave this place after our virtual coffee. I'm going to go to these places that I have appointments with to go to. And when I get there, I'm going to interact with people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look them in the eye. I'm going to see the good in them. And then I'm going to tell them the good I see in them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be encouraging. I'm going to be deferential. I'm going to try and bring as much love and encouragement and peace and joy that I can as far as my reach will go.
Yeah.
And that is what I can do.
Yeah.
That's my okay, now what?
Yeah.
You get to the airport, your flight's canceled. Okay, now what? Well, there's probably other people who are just freaked out and stressed.
Yeah.
So my remaining calm
will
help other people remain calm. You know, it's so, okay, now what?
Yeah, it was interesting watching the video, and I get what you're saying about not being able to say yes, thank you. And I think what he was communicating, the way it struck me, was that it was almost like a quick little mental trick.
Yes.
So he would
Absolutely.
say, yes, thank you. And he was describing.
It's not the same as, thank you, sir, may I have another? It's a whole other.
That's a whole different deal.
Thank you, may I have another?
But he says it gave him enough time, so he would adjust. It was like an adjustment statement.
Yes,
and so
right.
he would say, thank you. And then in that pause, without reacting like, oh my God, and slamming down your
Right.
computer,
Yes.
he would have time to think, my flight is delayed, but I'm not dying of cancer.
Right.
And I'm here at this airport, and I have time to go get a coffee.
Right.
And so it was like sort of a flip
Yes.
that happened in his mind, and it gave him enough time to sort of reframe the situation. That's becoming one of those words that's getting
Yeah,
overused,
right,
but it's a good explanation when you
So
reframe
how do you
something.
think that's different than being Pollyanna? How do you think that's different than just, the over bubbly?
Oh, be like, oh, my
everything's
flight's canceled.
fine.
I'm so glad.
Right.
Well, one's dishonest.
Right.
I think for people who struggle with being Pollyanna and bubbly, and I'm speaking to this girl right
you're
here.
not Pollyanna for sure.
I'm not Pollyanna, but I do tend to want to be positive and optimistic. So I can, a lot of times for myself, overlook that I'm having feelings.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I'll be like,
see
everything's
that.
fine, it's fine. Okay, great.
Everything's good.
Can I get
Everything's
you
fine.
a
No
donut?
problem, sir.
Yeah. And then inside, I'm really not being true to the fact that this sucks.
Right.
And I'm not being authentic and honest with myself. And that leads to trouble
I think,
later.
okay, now what? Or yes, thank you. The difference is between that and being Pollyanna is the okay, thank you is intentional.
There's an action to it, an action to
it's saying,
follow.
okay, now I can do this.
So I actually like yours a little better. I mean, no offense to Pete Holmes.
Well, I'm sure Pete's doing everything he's doing. so
He's
it's-
awesome.
Yeah.
No, but my point is, I think I like yours better because there's action to it, and I like to take action.
Right.
And so when you say, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And then now what can be as simple as, I'm going to be grateful that I am healthy right now.
Yes.
I have time to get a coffee. It can be the same thing, or it could be, now what? I'm going to go see if I can check in with, the airline and maybe move my flight so that I don't miss this important meeting or whatever. But I think that kind of gives us the feeling that we have the illusion of some control or an action, something we can do.
There's always a step. There's always a thing. And sometimes recognizing gratitude as in the thank you, that's a big part of it. Sometimes remaining calm or charitable for the people around you, that's a part of it. Sometimes just breathing is a big part of it. I think it's interesting. I think this is also related to this other thing that I've been thinking about, and it's similar, but in different words. So you and I, enjoy a beverage or two, but we try to do that mostly on the weekends and stuff like that. And we eat fairly healthy.
Yes.
And sometimes we might be a little bit more relaxed about that on the weekends. And so
Yeah. By the way, true confessions. Last
Yes.
night after our daughter's band concert, a lot of the kids go out for ice cream, and it's already late, and it's on a school night, so we're not going to be one to hop in on that. But we've gotten into this thing where after her show, she wants to get a bean burrito.
Well,
at Taco
I
Mayo.
was so excited. I had the idea for it.
It was
I said,
good.
"Hey, what if we get you a taco on the way home?" She goes, "From where?" And I said, "Oh, it's like Taco Mayo or something." She goes, "What about a bean burrito instead?" And then it morphed from me being generous, like, "Hey, I thought of this," and instead of just going straight
Like,
home
I don't
and going
want your
to bed,
taco.
she was like, "Can I get a taco, a bean burrito, and some tater tots or whatever?" And I was like, "What?"
They're called potato locos, and they're heaven.
Locos, right?
Yeah.
They are amazing.
They're like
if you could
better than
survive on
tater
one
tots
thing
with some crispy sauce on
And I
them.
just thought my whole generosity thing got, and there was not even a recognition of Dad's being so cool. And then, speaking of which, on the ice cream thing,
Yes.
our daughter's such a turkey.
Yes.
So we do
Quick
the whole
aside,
day.
everyone.
Yeah. And I go upstairs. We're all trying to get to bed and everything.
Right.
And I look in, and her room is shambles. And we knew that she'd had a kind of particular tough day. So we were away in Tulsa doing some stuff. And we said, you know what, on the way home, we'll stop and we'll get a little lunch. We'll have some sushi or something like that. And we'll take her some of these little
Dumplings.
that she really likes. So I go upstairs, and all the open-to-go containers are on her bed from the dumplings and the sushi.
I'm glad I didn't see
And then I realized there's a bowl in there that almost looks like it had refried beans or something like that.
What
And then I
was
realized
it?
this morning, no, it was ice cream.
What?
So she got home from school yesterday.
Because we weren't there and decided
she
to give
decided,
herself ice
now's
cream.
my window. No one's here. No one's looking. I'll get ice cream.
I love it. Okay.
Anyway.
I was
So
just going to say,
meanwhile,
we eat healthy, but last night I had half a bean burrito on a
Congratulations.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
I know.
congratulations.
And it felt pretty great. So anyway, back to what you were saying.
So I have noticed maybe like the last 2 Sundays that since that's the day to kind of be relaxed with food and beverage,
Yes.
I can find myself occasionally feeling a little Mardi Gras-ish, like, tomorrow's Tuesday.
We go back
tomorrow's
to
Ash
celery
Wednesday.
tomorrow, so-
Tomorrow's we got to go back on our heads tomorrow, so I better get in here and eat this now or drink this now.
Right.
And I remember about 2 Sundays ago, I was kind of feeling that way. I was feeling the pressure to really make sure I enjoy this day.
This free day. Uh-huh.
And it wasn't really there. I wasn't it wasn't really happening. And this voice went off in my head and just said, don't chase that. Why are you chasing that?
That's interesting. Yeah.
As if this is the last meal you're going to have or the last Sunday you're going to have or whatever. Just why are you chasing this?
Yeah.
And to me, these two things are related and connected, and
Do tell.
I think like even when in this conversation with Sean, we were talking about he and Maura, of course, they kind of have their own business and empire and this whole thing that they're working through. And we were I was trying to get the update up from them about steps they're taking and what they're doing next and some of the challenges they're finding and connecting with this other audience for what they're trying to do. And I was saying to him, I said, I feel like that has been a difficult thing for us. We've had our own business, our own company for 30 years, and within that we've had so many aspirations and so many wants and so many passions and all that kind of stuff.
Goals.
And there's a moment in there where and really those passions and that drive have really shaped what we've done for 30 years and caused us to have some really fantastic adventures. And then there's another side of it where you're chasing something.
Oh, yeah.
So like even with our podcast, which we love doing. If there was probably one thing that we were going to do in a week, it'd be this. And I was telling somebody today how much this is like our favorite thing to get to do. And it has a great audience. It has a really devoted audience and all that kind of stuff. And I said, sometimes I can get caught up, I think, in a business mindset or Americana mindset where bigger is always better.
Yeah,
and
how can we expand
how do I get this? How do I expand it? Or it can come from, I think, a sincere standpoint, which is, these conversations are really good.
Yeah, they seem
and
helpful to people.
It could really help people. I wish more people could be helped by this.
Yeah.
I wish more people could enjoy this or know how funny we are, or whatever it is. And so you have what seems like a decent motivation to something, but you can get caught in chasing that.
Yeah.
You can get caught in running after that, which is different, I think, than passion.
It is.
Passion is, I don't know where the line of that is, and maybe you have a sense of what that looks like or not. There's one thing that kind of motivates you, leads you, draws you, excites you.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that eats at the pit of your stomach and makes you anxious.
Yeah. I think when I think about like passion or inspiration, they are they come from within. And they're almost out in front of you.
Yeah.
And so it's guiding you and gently pulling you along, and that excitement's there. And then when I think about chasing, like I see this thing that's way out in front, and I see myself being sort of I'm trying to push myself toward it.
Right.
So one is the back.
Right.
One is more like being led, and the other is more like me trying to push.
Right.
Toward
exactly. Which I think is where this correlation happens, in the sense that the anxiety comes in the thing I cannot control.
Yeah.
You and I can do the best podcast we can. We can try and make the quality of it and the quality of the conversations and all those things, stuff that matters. We can do the very best job. We can be prepared and do all those kind of things. Make sure the platforms are necessary and it shows up to all the places it's supposed to show up. We can do all those things.
Change the name so it's more relatable. All those things. New logo.
We can do all those things, which is great. That's part of our passion to it. But then the anxiety comes in the thing I can't control, which is the audience.
How many people are listening?
Right. We can do the things we can do.
Or if this person or that person's listening, sometimes you can get in your head about that.
So the chasing is the thing, that's the anxiety-producing thing of something I cannot control.
Yeah.
Which is also the okay, thank you.
Okay.
This is our podcast. I love this podcast. This is our audience. I love our audience. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that.
This is our reach. And if the reach could be more, it might be more later. It might grow.
Yeah.
It might shrink. I don't know the future of podcasting or any of those kind of things. But okay, thank you.
Yeah.
This is the podcast today. This is the reach today.
Yeah.
And so, okay, thank you. Okay, what now what? Now what is to rest in that.
Yeah.
Now what is to do the very best job you can. You have opportunities come up. You take those opportunities. But there's also the opportunity of gratitude and saying, we get to do this.
Yeah.
We get to do this.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I relate with that. I had a situation that was music related recently. And do you ever have moments where you handle something better and you think, I handled that better than I might have a couple of years ago?
No, I don't have that experience. But
I mean, a lot of times as humans, we tend to all be more self-critical.
Right.
But occasionally there'll be a time where I think, I'm kind of proud. I handle that pretty well. And I feel like it showed a little bit of growth or something.
Right.
But I had a situation where I was scheduled to play at a particular place, and it was for kind of a big holiday, and I'd promoted it, and it was ironically the time where, when you're a musician or when you do events, you spend a lot of time inviting people to things.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you feel like, good Lord, I hate to do this, but that's what we do. We say, hey, come hear this. You're going to like it. You'll be encouraged by this or whatever.
Right.
So it was the time where everyone had texted me, hey, we're coming. I can't wait.
Yeah,
We've got reservations. I mean, I swear, and it became comical to me. I knew that gig, due to some unforeseen circumstances with the venue, had been canceled
Yeah.
And just the day before that it was supposed to happen. And I was trying to figure out how to handle that. And so my inclination was to fix it. My inclination was, well, I know other people. I can play somewhere else and we'll do this and I can do that. And there were 3 pathways that I could think of immediately where I could fix it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm still getting texts, we're coming tomorrow. It's going to be great. This whole thing. And you and I talked about it.
Yeah.
And you said, well, why don't you try the first one and just put a feeler out there? So I did. And that immediately got weird. That just happens sometimes. It got complicated. And then I thought to myself, I knew that I didn't have a really good feeling about trying to fix it or reschedule it, that I needed to let it lay. And so I thought about it for the rest of the day. And even though I knew it was saying no to money, and I knew that it was disappointing a lot of people. They wouldn't be upset with me, but that they would be disappointed. And it was something I personally had really put a lot of work into already. I let it go instead of chasing it.
Yes.
And there wasn't another alternative. It wasn't like, oh, you're going to find, go play here instead or do this. It was just letting it go.
Yeah.
And I had the choice in that moment to be sad that didn't work out and all the things I would have lost. But what I felt good about was that it was more like, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
And the reframe on that was, it's cool that I got to play at that place as many times as I did.
Yeah.
There will be other things. I'm not going to chase something else. I'm going to wait and hang out and see, like we say, where the shine is. And so in that, I became, I guess, thankful. I was disappointed that it didn't work out, but I was also thankful that I've gotten to have so many great experiences. And I thought even if I didn't get to do this anymore, I'd be thankful for the time that I had to do that. So occasionally you have those moments where,
Well, we talk about, there are a couple of things that come to mind when you're saying that. One, I think this thing about, we talk a lot about, like you just referenced, the shine. So the shine is this, if you can get into a place where you can be more in touch with both your body and your mind, and what we call the ET light, or the shine light, and you can just sit on something for a moment and say, what feels right. Not what do I want to do, not what do I wish would happen, but
or what could I do? I know I can fix this.
I know I can do all these things, but what feels right? Where is the shine?
Yeah.
And the opposite of that shine, I think, is the chasing thing, because the shine thing is, even when it's not what we had wanted, there is a positive energy and joy and relief in.
And with shine, you're drawn to something.
There's a yes to it.
You're led to it. You're guided to it.
So even when it's not what you wished for, what you want, you know it's the right thing, and that's the yes.
Yeah.
The chase is energy sucking.
Yeah.
Somehow it is what we call maximum work, minimal return.
Yeah.
And it demands that you jump the hurdles. It demands that you get bigger. It demands that you work harder. It demands that you go further. And it's exhausting when it's all said and done.
What's funny is the picture I get of that, which I've thought about in so long, is, you remember did you watch the Flintstones? The Flintstones cartoon?
Yeah.
I mean, we're from the era where there were like 3 channels, like when we were kids. So like everyone watched the Flintstones, right? Those cartoons were on after school. But remember how they powered their cars?
Oh, by running, yeah.
So it was always so funny. So
we had a couple cars like that in college.
I think we did too in college, yeah. It was Barney and, oh my gosh, what was the other one's name? Fred Flintstone and his buddy Barney. So they would step in their car and they would like pull it up around their hips and they would run, which was hilarious. The idea that it's not really a car, they're just running. But that's the picture that I got when we're chasing something.
Yeah.
You are, in essence, you're not being drawn. The gasoline isn't there.
Right.
There's no, car that you're drafting off of in front of you or anything. You are literally picking the car up on your own, putting it around your hips and trying to power it yourself.
So
run.
exhausting.
It's
so exhausting.
So tiring.
Yeah. And that's, I think that's probably, like a little indicator for us. If you're feeling that kind of energy, there's times where what we do just is a lot of hard work, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
But there's another part of it where, if you get sensitive enough to it, if you get quiet enough, you can usually differentiate it.
Yeah.
But there's another part of that where if you just find yourself exhausted and worn down, that's a good time to ask yourself, am I chasing something?
Yeah.
Am I in something I don't have to be in?
Yeah.
Is there another way? Is there another thing?
You know, what was interesting about that situation, just as an example that happened to me a couple weeks ago, is that in my mind, I could solve that. And I could have, if I had pressed hard enough. And that's a personality trait for me that it is a good thing. I'm tenacious, but I can also push it too far.
Yeah.
That's the downside. But when that happened, I thought, in my mind, I could see the pathway, but it was actually more a physical sensation of anxiety in my body when I started trying to fix it that I paid attention to. And I will override my body. I mean, I'll have like a leg I'm dragging behind me or whatever.
Right.
We'll get this done. So, but for me, that's was interesting. It was kind of a physical, like we talk. Some of the stuff kind of sounds like woo woo or whatever, but
Sure.
the truth is, we have a mind, and we have a body, and we have a spirit,
Absolutely.
and they're interconnected. And I think a lot of times we're used to overriding our bodies. I'll just take some Tylenol.
I think when you get more comfortable listening to your body and listening to the ET light inside of you, listening to or for the yes, I think you begin to see it as a tool that really is a shortcut, that really saves you from a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that would just be responding in an emotion or responding in a thing. And it's not woo. It's just part of who we are and how we are. And
Yes.
if you don't relegate it to being mystical in a weird way, not that mysticism is weird, but
Right.
if you don't relegate it to that, if you just say, okay, I'm going to get more comfortable doing this.
Yeah.
You will find that it's extremely helpful. And what it allows you to do is to spend that hard-earned, hard-used energy on the things that matter, on the things that help a life. Because the guy that we work out with at the CrossFit gym said a couple years ago, he says, you're going to be sore no matter what. You're going to be sore from either sitting on the couch and laying on the couch.
And being old.
Or you're going to get sore from working out.
Yeah.
You're going to expend energy.
Yeah.
It's going to happen one way or the other. You might as well spend energy on the things that matter,
Yes.
on the things that have the light and the shine on them, not the things that are futile and frustrating and that are chasing after something that's never going to be caught.
So in regard to your statement earlier that you and Sean were talking about, when you talk about, okay, now what? I mean, what could you say to encourage people in whatever difficult circumstances they're in, whether that be on a macro level with the world or a micro? I mean, how do you get to the point where you could say, okay, now what?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the question too. When you get into stuff, I think just operating from that question alone, allowing yourself quiet. I'm a big fan of doing reminder things. So if you have to make yourself a note, if you have to keep something in your pocket.
Do they always have to be on your phone with the dumb alarm? Oh my God. We'll be on the couch watching TV or, we're out gardening. It's like, burp, burp, burp. I hate those alarms.
Remember, yeah.
I know.
I've got things to do at night. I got to remember to do.
I forgive you. You have a lot of good qualities, but your phone alarms.
That. Yeah. Like what happened was there were a couple of nights there where I got out of a routine and I realized that, like one of the doors wasn't locked in the back of the house, which is not a big deal. We live in a really safe neighborhood. But then you start thinking, did I don't know if I, locked the car door or not.
So now I feel bad. So one of your alarms is for your family's safety.
Exactly. So it just reminds me, hey, because you get tired and you're getting ready to go to bed. You kind of you might accidentally fall asleep on the couch and then you just get up and go to bed.
Right.
Well, you haven't shut down the house. You haven't locked the cars. You haven't taken your night meds, all those kind of things. But I think so. If you have to leave yourself a note, if you have to leave yourself a reminder, if you write something in a journal, but I think it's starting with either one of those phrases.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, or okay, now what? I just like the now what because I think it's empowering.
Yeah, it's active. I like that.
Yes. Saying yes or saying okay is an active way as active acceptance. That's not it's not weakness. It's active acceptance. It's active peace. It's active training your mind towards that. Okay, this is where we are. I won't be in denial. I'm not going to rage against something I can't do anything about.
Yeah.
I am going to just take the assessment. This is where we are.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Now what? Now what could I do? Is there anything I could do to make this easier for my traveling party? for my wife and my daughter, who are tired and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to help turn this into something that is semi-positive or less painful or less, awful? Is there anything I could do that would make this for the people around me better who are probably nervous about being late or whatever it is?
Yeah, like you're in the airport. Yeah. Like we said, you may be nervous that you're going to miss a meeting.
Yeah.
There may be somebody that's in close proximity to you that is going to miss cancer treatment.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or, some other, excuse me, very important activity. And so, being aware. And also, anytime we're aware of other people, our eyes are taken off of ourself,
right?
Which, as we all know, self-focus and self-loathing and all those things basically comes back to self. And so I like that. I like the idea that for you, the okay, now what doesn't mean now what just for me.
Right.
It's now what could I do to maybe make this better for the people around me?
Yeah.
And that's an action that is really good. And I also think sometimes if you were to ask, okay, now what? The answer can be, wait.
Yeah.
We tend to want to do something right then.
I think maybe sometimes, the now what is, okay, let's find 5 things that I can say that I'm actually grateful for right now. I could spiral down from this moment. This is not good. This is not happy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire. I don't want to be stuck with this diagnosis. I don't want to be in this place. I'm here. And the now what might be, okay, what can I do to not spiral and list 5 positive things in this? What are 5 potential hopes I can have? It might not be as bad as it seems.
Yeah.
Help might arrive, this, that, or the other.
You can remember times before that you were, and you're good at reminding me of this, where you thought something was going to happen and then you narrowly avoided the trouble, or it didn't turn out as bad as what was expected.
Yes.
Those are good reminders, to go back and
So okay is
remember.
not saying this isn't awful.
Horrible. Right.
Okay is not denying the emotional weight of what is happening. Okay is simply saying, I see this. Okay, I see this. I am looking at this. I see it for what it is. I know this is where we are. And now what?
Yeah.
And then start going from there. And I think that can be really, really empowering. So that's one side, and then this, now what adjacent is the is the chasing thing.
Yeah.
So now what? Okay, well, this is my sphere of influence. This is my reach right now, and I'm going to go as far as my reach will take me, and doing the good I can do without chasing.
Yeah.
Because chasing is not going to help anything. It's just going to burn my energy, so I might not have it when I could use it for something good later.
Yes.
So this is as far as my arm will reach. So as far as my arm will reach, everything I can touch, I'm going to make better.
Yeah.
And then at some point, my reach might get longer.
Yeah.
It might not, but whatever it is, I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to chase or run after or overextend something that I can't do anything about.
Yeah. I like the idea of, also I feel like when tough circumstances hit, some people are better waiters and they're more peaceful by nature. If you're a go-getter at all or you have, too much energy, that can be really tough. So I like the idea of having some physical things that you can do. So the idea of writing down, here's 5 things that I might be able to do now.
Yes.
That would make this better for the people around me.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you the chance to take something that is difficult and try to find some good in it.
Yeah.
We all have those choices when that stuff hits.
Yes.
I mean, the circumstance isn't likely going to change, but what we can change is how we respond to it.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of times which
is really empowering.
It is. And I think the alternative to that, if you take the airport example, is, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Who do I need to talk to?
Who do I need to da-da-da-da-da-da? Right. And so what's interesting is...
As if by sheer will of shame, you can get the plane to land faster than it was going to.
Like, are you going to be able to change that? No. And so, but in the meantime, what you've done is you've stirred up all this negative energy and all this angst within yourself, not to mention everyone around you.
Right.
Or if you're traveling with your family.
You are the hurricane that's changing the air system around you.
You are crapping out everybody's time.
Right.
So saying yes, thank you, or okay, now what? Or okay, now what? Sorry, I'm getting those confused. gives you a minute to control or do your best to control your reaction so that it doesn't affect other people.
Yes.
And I think, man, that's good. It's like they used to say, if you're feeling really angry, it counts to 10. It's sort of the same.
That's exactly right.
The same type of thing, and it just changes the way you view it. And it's sort of like no harm, no foul. Okay, well, let's go get a burger. Aren't you glad we have money?
Oh, a burger sounds good.
I would like a burger.
Okay, now
what? But I
what?
had that half burrito last night.
That's true. Okay, our now what for you listeners is planning to join us on March 13th here at the Pioneer Dream Loft. If you're not overseas listening to this in Germany or England, London, England, or in Poland, or all the other places that keep showing up on our map of listeners.
So cool.
Yeah,
I love
it really
it.
is.
Love it.
If you are in the sound of my voice regionally, then plan to be with us at Dreamers Live March 13th at the beautiful Pioneer Dream Studios, our lair, center of the known universe. We would love to have you and see you face to face. Make sure that you join us, sign up for the Dreamery so you can be connected to all things Dreamers and know what's going on with all the podcasts and all that stuff.
Absolutely. And of course, we always appreciate it when you share the podcast. Send this direct one to somebody that you know that you think it might encourage, and you guys can chat about it later.
You guys are a community, and you will make someone's life better if you go get coffee with them and talk about things like this. And you'll create community, and it's a big deal. So get a friend or someone that you just think it might be interesting, or next time you're at a cocktail party, say, I was just listening to something about X.
Yeah.
And see where it goes.
So full disclosure, I kind of miss the energy drinks. What do you think?
I was not going to complain because it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, the
now
coffee
what?
with the double whipped cream was good. Like, I liked
okay,
it.
now what? Just drink the coffee. And that's what I did. So
I'm guessing by the next time we revisit our Hope for Humans podcast that we may have reverted back to an occasional energy drink. You think?
Well, I don't want our sponsors to lose us.
That's a good point.
Yeah. All right. We love you, humans. Thanks for being around. Thanks for being a part of this conversation. We can't wait to do it again, and we will see you soon.
See you guys soon. Thanks.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode. And remember, continue this conversation with someone you know. This is Pioneer Dream.